been a busy couple of weeks, I feel like. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
You gotta let me know the date after.
Summer's coming.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I will.
Next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be busy.
I don't even know. This year is just flying by, man. It's flying by, man. Charles, how you been, bro?
Yeah, man, same old.
Yeah, you okay? Taking in the sunshine? That's the only nice thing that's been going. Actually, that's crazy. There's a lot of nice things that's been happening.
Do you be getting your vitamin D? Huh? As in, are you being outside in the sunlight? That's the question.
Not really, nah.
He's on Paul's wave. Paul is anti-sun. Paul is
That one there was crazy.
Yeah, that one.
Anti-sun, but he dresses for the sun. I don't really understand.
The way he dresses, the way he's been dressing recently, I have to say it because I've been outside for a while. But Paul has been feeling like he's on vacation.
He's been loving it, bro. He's been loving it. Absolutely loving it. With his bright shorts and his bright jerseys, he's been loving it. Though, I think I need to invest in SPF. Today I was sitting in the sun, and I think it left his hand on me. I don't know how to describe it, but like, you know when you've just been sitting in the sun for a while, and you feel like the sun is just still on you, even when you leave the sun. Yes or no?
I just came back from India. I don't know what
You can't talk sun to him, nah.
It just left me with a feeling thinking, and I was just thinking to myself sitting there, I was like, I need to listen to advice that I'm getting. Sunscreen is important. Sunscreen is important.
Yeah, for every complexion.
Yeah. The myths that was once roaming is yeah, we got to take care of ourselves.
To be honest though, I barely used sunscreen while I was in India. Like I used it, but barely really. And some people say you don't really need it. Like it's a man-made artifact, you know.
What is a man-made artifact?
Sunscreen. Well, like some people like can go through. Like, do you think people who live in like hot countries, yeah, they put on sunscreen on a daily basis while they go?
Those that have access to, I think so. Those that don't, probably don't. But it's also different if you're born and raised there. I feel like, in terms of
it is different
because they don't, like, for example, like even like if I was to go to Nigeria now, like you would still like you would think, okay, if you're in the sun all day, your skin will get darker. But people like there's like you naturally adapt to, I guess, the amount of vitamin D. But like things like their diet, all of these things kind of it affects all that kind of stuff. I'm not a scientist, or I haven't never looked into what vitamin D does for you, but there's an adaptation. It's probably you should still like, because I think the fear is skin cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So there's probably still something that they should probably be taking, but they probably have a greater defenses against it. That's what I would.
All I'm saying is like I don't know many people back home that have been affected by skin cancer because of sunlight.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. Maybe the sun is different over there, man.
I don't think it's different. It's for people who haven't been exposed to it. Us three, I feel like vitamin D is a deficiency for us because we don't see it much in the UK.
You told you I'm vitamin D deficient. Just because I work from home. My energy levels are still high.
Listen. My mum forces me to take tablets. And it's like I don't even feel like I'm deficient or anything, but it's true though, like you don't get the sun enough in the UK. And me and Charlie were talking about this similarly. Like,
yeah.
Me personally, the sun increases my mood so much. I feel like the UK is so moody.
Now right now everybody's up.
It's winter.
Right now everybody's up, man.
I think Britain is every time sun comes up, I feel like Britain takes a good positive attitude to it.
Yeah.
Even because they know how little sun we get. Yeah. That's why when people say, "Look at these Brits getting gassed because it's sun out," I was like, "Come on, bro, relax."
If you live there for long enough, you would know.
No, but these are your own people who in Britain as well. Like, I'm like, relax. When did you go back home, bro?
Need to go outside, man.
Nah, that man went home probably like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
That man are like, look at them getting gassed off the sun. Man. Come on, bro.
I hear it, but I also feel like shouldn't that be a yearly, like an all round feeling? Like, I feel like if it's shown that people in the UK are just instantly happier and in brighter moods when the sun comes out, the sun needs to come out more, or like people should move to places where there is sun, because genuinely, like,
I don't think the sun is the problem. I think because we even talked about it too.
I think that the
briefly.
sun is the problem. I think the sun is a part of the problem where it's like, if you move to a place where it's sunny all the time, or like better weather conditions, your mood will increase. Like, some people here are.
I was wondering where you was going with the sun is the problem, but okay, I can understand. I thought you were gonna say like the sun just doesn't come up enough or something, but okay.
I'm just saying from my personal opinion, like how I felt, like here in India, like
It's
on
different.
holiday. It's just I'm happy, man.
I think that's keyword.
Yeah,
Keyword.
holiday.
Zone in on it. Holiday.
Yeah,
But
it's
even
different.
here though,
No, but
What do
it's,
you mean
it's
even here?
even here, like coming back to the UK and feeling like
but you still have that holiday, that post holiday.
still have
no,
vibes, bro.
no. Like, but like people aren't going on holiday, but their moods have just like risen out of nowhere. No, because of the sun.
Fair.
Maybe because we don't get it much, so it's something that's kind of niche or like
I wouldn't
something.
even say it's niche. I think it's
It's therefore there is a correlation, of course.
yeah, there is.
There is a correlation, but
But-
then you can have the opposite.
Effect, yeah.
You can have the opposite of it. Oh, this is too much sun. I'm burning. I'm dying.
Yeah, I have,
dying,
yeah,
bro.
You can have the time where it's like it's just too hot. 20
It's too hot. I'm
Even
crying
we're gonna
to
hear it soon in the summertime. It's gonna be too hot.
People gonna complain. The same people like, oh, thank God it's sun.
They're gonna
People
be complaining. Yeah,
it's
they're gonna
too
complain.
much sun.
They're gonna complain.
And then that's when I'm like, you man are having a laugh.
Hey, the houses aren't built for it. That's the truth of the matter. The houses aren't built for
That's
it.
100.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something before we even started speaking about the sun. Actually, I'll leave that for post-pod discussion. Guys, we're back, man. We're back. Had to shout out the boys. Welcome back, Robin, from your birthday. I said from your birthday, from your holiday.
Appreciate
Charles, thank
it.
you for gracing us once again.
Have to.
Let's get into it. Roll call. Who we got today?
Robin.
What was that? Oh, Charles.
We are, and we're in the hoop.
Wow.
So yes, guys, man, we're getting closer. We're edging our way closer.
I'm done.
You're
My place is done.
bro. Yeah, you can't be done.
I was done a couple months ago.
You can't be done.
It was
You gotta
done.
be
It was done a couple months ago. Same with this. The same you over there. You ain't here no more.
No,
I was gonna pepper
You
him.
was done a month ago,
Wow.
especially.
Hey, listen, he came back, man. He came back. I think we're gonna have to start with the farewells.
Oof.
For who?
We're gonna start with the farewells. We're gonna look at.
Especially for your specific team, we're gonna have to say farewell.
Let's look at
Who's specific team?
for the Nuggets, but we're gonna start with the Celtics. I want to ask you guys both a question. How much of a disappointment is their season with the way it ended, or do you think it's okay? It makes sense.
Extremely disappointed. Well, it just shows you that, like, the NBA right now is unpredictable.
Facts.
It's so unpredictable. Because there's no way on earth you would see the teams that have come out of the playoffs to be there right now.
At the beginning of the year, yeah. At the beginning of the year.
At the
Actually,
beginning of the year.
One of them you would have thought maybe. One of them you would have thought maybe.
These are teams that you expect to, like, go out first,
Actually,
second round.
Two of them, no cap. Two of them you would have
Who's
thought
the
maybe.
two?
The Thunder and the Knicks.
The Knicks,
The Pacers
Let's
went to
be
the
honest
Eastern
now.
Conference Finals.
Yeah, I thought it was.
The Pacers went to the Eastern Conference
I thought
Finals.
it was. What's that? What do they call it?
If it was lucky, or like
I thought it was
pretty
lucky.
much.
I didn't think they could. I didn't think they could repeat
They
it.
defeated Giannis.
I know, but but there was circumstances last year. I thought health was going to be on Giannis' side this year. I didn't see that coming.
With the Knicks, I mean, going through a few pods back, we did say that they were contenders. People
did.
didn't want to say that they were.
I was nervous about it, to be honest.
I think
Some people said Lakers were more contenders than Knicks.
that was me.
Yeah, some people did say that.
A lot of people said that.
Yeah, a lot of people were believing.
Whereas I and Olu more so, he was on that.
I didn't see it happening like this, though.
Huh?
I'll be honest, I didn't see it happening like this.
You know what? Jaden Brunson, he carried Luka that one playoffs.
Jalen.
He just needed his own franchise.
Wow,
He just needed his own franchise, man.
I hear it.
Okay, did you think that?
Pull him up.
Did you think that?
OG on an OB.
There we go. That's my guy. Man. Shout out OG.
Josh Hart.
Shout out OG.
Oh, that's pure hustle. That's what you need for a finals championship, bro.
Yeah, for that run,
Josh
you need
Hart.
that. You need that. And they got PJ, but you don't.
OKC have Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
Caruso.
Alex. He has that.
He was
And they
very
got Dort.
valuable.
And they got Lou Dort as well.
He was.
Pacers have
They got Benedict Mathurin and TJ McConnell.
TJ. They have TJ. Pure hustle, man. The what you call it? The Wolves have what you call it? What's his name?
Anthony Edwards.
No. Hustle man.
Jonte Gianfantino.
No, yes.
Dante,
I don't know.
Yes. And
Dante,
Is he in there?
Even
Yes.
compared to those players?
Yes.
Yes.
Bro.
Don't disrespect.
Dante's a
please.
serious
Don't
guy,
disrespect.
bro. Dante's a serious.
Don't
But who
disrespect.
are you thinking?
The one that gets
Nas Reed.
No. Even Nas Reed, Jesus.
Nas Reed is-
Christ.
Which one are you thinking?
But then again,
Mikel.
huh?
Alexander Walker.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. But he's like he could be in the starting lineup as well.
He could be.
But yeah, Dante.
Yeah,
that's
Dante's
why
that guy.
the Wolves have a lot.
They do.
Yeah.
To be honest, OKC have a lot as well.
Okay, so Lou Dort.
They do.
Lou Dort is a starter, bro.
I want to say, I asked you guys about the Celtics before we go on to the other I asked you about the Celtics. How do you feel about this?
But the Celtics,
Yeah.
who do they have? They have Pritchard. But he's not a hustle man.
They did, I don't think
He's not a hustle man, I don't think.
they didn't really have a hustle man.
They
like
don't
that.
have a
I
hustle
don't think that's what they were missing though.
I guess.
Would you,
yeah. I
would
don't
you say
think they were
Drew,
missing. Drew kind of.
But he's not. He's supposed to be in the starting lineup.
But they all hustle though. Drew is in the. They all hustle. It's different because
Clearly not, no.
They had an embarrassment of riches. The Celtics. Do you know what I mean? So they didn't really need a guy that was just there to work hard because they had enough talent where it was like, and all of them do work hard as well.
In fairness,
you know
they
what I
do
mean?
work hard.
So I think for me, I would say I don't think their season is a.
It is.
It's a
Absolutely
disappointment. It's a
is.
disappointment.
Bro,
It's
they,
a disappointment.
They won the chip last year.
It's a disappointment.
How do you expect anything but
I feel-
like the conference finals?
But circumstances, context, but like nobody could have told me like if Jason Tatum was being healthy, 100%, I'm certain they win that game. I'm 100%, regardless of whatever the score was at the time. I'm 100% certain they win that game. And I heard that Jaylen Brown had a partially torn right meniscus during the time. So like I give him grace because I thought he was going to go into takeover mode. I give him grace, you know what I mean? Because he did his thing. They didn't get embarrassed. They went back home. They won the game. Things happen. But I couldn't see it going down like this.
You know what it is?
I
I think they needed this year. I feel like it is a disappointment, but they lost that hunger because they just kind of won it the year before.
You feel like they lost
So
the hunger?
I feel like they lost the hunger. So the next year they're gonna be strong, bro. They're gonna be strong. I feel like they needed this year to just get things sorted in their heads.
Yeah, but I feel like
They probably just celebrating still from the Hurst chip last year.
I feel like they thought it was going to be not necessarily easy, but like everybody all year was like they're the best team, they're the best team, they're the best team, they're the best
everyone
team.
said it, yeah.
And even in the regular season, they still performed. Like even though they weren't going for number one seed, you could tell that they were still very much dominant.
Very
But I
dominant.
think towards the end of the season, with everything happening with Kristaps' health, Drew coming back a little bit late in terms of his health coming around, and then you got Jaylen Brown with his knee. I think everything just lined up for them in a bad way health wise.
Do you think? Yeah, their season was good, but they got outshone
By the Cavs?
by the Cavs. Do you think they're like, hold up, we're not even the best in the?
No.
I don't think they were doubting.
Mind, bro.
Do you think
No.
they're not? Do you know?
I don't
No,
think
I don't think so. I think like what you mentioned about like them still thinking about like Paul has a saying for that. It's like they're drunk off a chip.
Yeah.
That's what Paul says about it.
Let's not go into what
No,
Paul says.
but like it's an interesting concept because like you would like out of all the teams in the NBA, the only team that I would expect to win a chip this year would have been the Celtics. Obviously,
I thought you said the Lakers.
no. I believed in the Lakers, but the only team I expect to win the chip is the reigning championship finals. Like that was expected, but obviously it didn't go their way, and that's fair play. But because it didn't go their way, it has been a disappointment. The season has been a disappointment for the Celtics
It is.
because that's what you should expect.
I think there's a lot of disappointments.
Really? This year?
Oh yeah, Cavs as well. What was it?
No, I expected Cavs.
Do you know what with the Cavs?
Then again,
yeah?
they were pretenders.
Yeah, I feel for Donovan Mitchell. That's the only like. It was disappointing for all they did in the regular season. It was disappointing, but I think it was also like they were missing their guys early. I think losing 2 games at home is an embarrassment. Like that set them off on a trajectory of like, even if they just won, if they won the second one, it would have been like okay, but like blowing that lead, that game 2, did them in, and I think from there it was like an uphill battle that they just couldn't seem to find themselves.
They were like OKC last year in a way.
Even OKC, I feel like OKC was just, that one was more of like an experience and like just getting, not even necessarily experience.
Exactly. In
I
a
think
similar way,
Mavericks,
the Cavs haven't been to the playoffs in a while.
no, but they
like
have enough. Well, they have Donovan Mitchell, other than him, and they have Max Strus. Max Strus has been to a finals. They had enough. They had enough guys with for me to think like they could have done more. But I think the injury just freed them off, and I think mentally they didn't have it. Like all of the post game interviews from what I was hearing was like mentally they just didn't have that resolve to kind of lock back in to get to where they needed.
But to be honest, I think it's, even though you didn't expect them to, I feel like they were pretenders, but it was a pretenders like, yeah, they lacked experience. But then again, when you look at it, they had a lot of people
that have been there.
Like I'm looking at it like, yeah, the defensive player of the year, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, he's disgusting as well. And then you have Darius Garland. He's a bit of a weary one.
He can hoop.
He can hoop because he's an all-star.
Yeah.
And then you have Donovan Mitchell, which I have a bit of a gripe with him.
Really?
Not too much, but what he did to my Paul George, Russell Westbrook era, that was a bit.
That's funny.
I actually no.
And that's what gives me. I'm like, Donovan, you could do this.
But he basically averaged 40, bro.
And that's what I'm saying.
But the Paul George, Russell Westbrook era wasn't something that was. Like, let's be honest now, okay?
Paul George could have been MVP.
If it got taken by the same.
He
What,
was
playoff P? Playoff P?
Yeah.
We're talking about player. No, we're not talking about playoffs.
I feel like that says a lot.
What says a lot?
That if Donovan can dissect that team.
It wasn't a great Oklahoma City team.
It wasn't a great one.
It
was very top heavy, but it's still something.
It's still something. Yeah,
it's something, and that's why. But the thing is, I need to refresh my thing on that one because I'm sure there was a lot of little intricacies that we're missing right now that we don't know why.
It happened. Well,
because Joe Ingles, he was a killer.
Joe is not even playing right now, but he
was a killer.
Yeah. That Utah team was solid though. The Utah team was almost solid.
Yeah. He was solid.
It was a solid team.
Rudy?
But it was a regular season team. Season team, so like they had the similar feelings as the Cavs right now. Do you know what I mean? And I guess they've kind of just fallen in. They've been typecast, or Donovan's kind of been typecast in terms of he just gets to the second round, or they're just a regular season team, as everybody calls it. Like
part of the script.
It is what it is. It is what it is with them. But your boys, let's talk about your boys, Charles. Game 7.
Hold on.
Okay.
You want to talk about my boys? We started from the very beginning.
Oh no, okay.
Start from
Game 1.
Go ahead.
Start from the very LA Clippers, boys. LA Clippers.
Yeah. You guys went to 7 with them?
We went to 7 with them, right? No one thought we was gonna go even past that round.
I'll be honest, I didn't think so.
A lot of people didn't think we was gonna pass that round. People who were diehard Denver fans didn't even have belief in their own.
Wow.
So let's get that straight. We went to Game 7 with the Clippers. That arguably, the Clippers could have given a couple teams a run for their money.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
I reckon the OKC Clippers thing would have been good.
That would have been a very good series to see.
Because their Clippers benches ain't no joke either.
No. And yeah, the matchups would have been sweet. They're a better matchup than the Nuggets are for sure.
Yeah, and like looking at Zubac, who's a good guy.
But look what they did to Jokic though.
What? Huh?
Look what they did to Jokic.
Who? The Clippers?
The Nugget? No, the Thunder.
The Thunder.
Yeah.
Look what Alex.
Hold on. You're jumping. Don't jump on me.
Alex.
Don't jump on me. Don't leapfrog on me.
Okay.
Don't leapfrog on me. First of all, Paul, you bastard. What did he say? What did he say? Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember what he said.
What did he say about Jokic and Zoo?
Oh, he said Zubac is outplaying him. He said Zubac is outplaying Jokic. Yeah.
Zoo, no, he didn't say that.
He said Zubac was.
He said he thinks Zoo is better than Jokic.
No, I don't believe he said that. He can't be that crazy.
No,
He's not
I
that
don't think he
crazy.
said that, but he said
He
something about
he was saying
he's playing better.
he had more impact. He was saying
He's
Zubac had
playing
more
better.
impact than Jokic. That's what he said. He said Zubac had more impact than Jokic. That's what he said.
No. From my recollection, he said some dirt.
The way you heard it, yeah. But he was
The thing is,
butthurt.
if that pillow was him,
But he was
dangerous.
butthurt though. He was butthurt.
he's always butthurt.
He's been
though.
butthurt.
He's always butthurt.
He's been butthurt, man.
Lakers.
Considering the Lakers, man, he should talk about Luka, bro. But
He
anyway,
should do.
we went to Game 7 with him. We were gassed. We were gassed out of our minds, yeah? We have no bench. Russ
Is the best.
Russ is.
No, I'm Peyton.
Don't know. What? Peyton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he plays at least
Two guys, brother.
Yeah,
Two
I know, but he
guys.
plays at least 10, 15 minutes.
Two guys. Russell Westbrook and Peyton Watson.
You know,
Peyton Watson's second year.
DeAndre Jordan get no minutes.
No minutes.
And then I guess, did you bring on Julian Strava in that
We
series?
brought in OKC, yeah. But in
Clippers, no.
no.
Oh. You guys were just 7 man. Okay, fair enough.
Bro, we were gassed out of our minds.
What was Jokic averaging in terms of minutes?
Bro, 40 plus minutes.
Yeah, you should.
All of them.
42.
All of them for you.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff.
So now we come to OKC. We're obviously up at we're on a high. We won against the Clippers, yeah. Arguably, we could have won that even earlier.
Arguably.
Depends.
We could've won that even earlier.
Depends who you ask. Could have gone either way. Depends who you ask.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like there was
2-7.
more. There was more
In the Nuggets' favour, yeah.
There was more in Nuggets' favour, but we just fumbled the bag. Jokic fumbled the bag in one of the games. MPG literally fumbled the bag. You know, and obviously Aaron Gordon, prior to MPJ fumbling the bag, he missed an open dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that was Russ, game over. Game over. You're playing in the WNBA now. I'll let you know now. I'll let you know.
The WNBA.
That's
You know,
crazy. Don't
but
throw
the way people be hating on Russ,
Hey, don't throw
even
shade
now.
on the girls, man. Don't throw shade on the girls.
No, I watched them WNBA.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Serious ballers over there.
after watching Caitlin Clark demolish the feet,
Angel
Reese, crazy, bro.
Serious, bro. That
Don't
was
talk about Chicago Sky,
Crazy.
man.
I know you're on the Angel Reese thing, but
I'm not an Angel Reese. I'm on the Chicago Sky.
No.
She just happens to be
Angel
on my
Reese
team.
Is your girl.
Camila Cardoso is my girl.
That's
That's
your
my girl.
team.
Camila Cardoso is my girl on that team. But it's okay.
Anyway.
It's okay. Let's go.
You know, coming back.
Yeah.
Where were we coming back to?
Right.
Yeah, Russ. If that was Russ, blah blah blah. So yeah, we was gonna win that probably in game 6 at least or 5. OKC had 8 days to rest.
They did.
That could have that kind of went. That you could argue you can go against them. Rusty, but these men are young bucks.
They are.
They're young bucks.
And they play high intensity ball, bro.
Yeah. So we go into game 1. Game 1, boom. You know what happened.
Yeah, you guys were still on that. Locked in. Fierce.
Game 2. Game 2. We rolled that off. We rolled that off because we were just tired.
You said you go back
Tired.
home. Say no more.
Tired. Game 3 happens now. What happened there?
Game 3 was tough.
final OT.
Game 3 was tough.
Tough game,
It was
bro.
tough.
Tough game. And who did bits? Who did bits and bobs?
Wait, who actually closed game 3? Everybody, I feel like everybody pitched in. Jokic was doing his thing. Jamal Murray. No, was that the game?
Murray had 27. Jokic had 20. Aaron Gordon had 22. Porter had 21.
Yeah, everybody
so just
chipped in.
an average.
One by committee. I do personally feel that Oklahoma City going over time, they fumbled the bag a little bit in that game. That's actually, was that game or different? Anyway,
Shea
continue.
only had 18 then as well.
Yeah, Shea didn't have
Shea
the greatest,
did not have
the
a good
greatest
series
against you guys. Yeah,
He only had
like a couple. He had good moments. He had a couple.
good moments, but he never had a good series. And to be honest, same goes to Jokic a little bit.
Yeah.
To be honest, the MVPs were struggling.
Yeah.
The MVPs were struggling. So come out to round 4.
Yeah.
What was it?
Game 4. Let me see. Game 4.
Game 4,
Let's
game 4.
92-87.
This was the worst playoffs match in the world in the history. Everyone was bricking. Every single
It
person
was a low-scoring game.
Every single person was bricking.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And this is why I think it's rigged.
Why?
This was rigged to the bone.
It was rigged.
This is rigged to the bone.
The playoffs.
Yeah, everything. Everything was rigged. Because how you telling me you're not going to capitalize over, these men losing every battle, possession, boards, and you man are breaking every opportunity.
Bro, it happens, man.
No.
It's a make or miss
Not as
league.
bad as this.
Not
as bad as
fourth
this.
game.
Bro,
Was it game 4 now?
Yeah, game
Game
4.
four.
It's a make or miss league, bro.
People
Bro,
are tired.
No.
It's a make or miss league,
No,
bro.
no.
Go on.
Because if the Denver Nuggets won this game, would have been 3-1.
It would have been. Wasn't.
It wasn't. You know why it wasn't?
Why wasn't it?
They didn't want it to be.
Listen,
They wanted.
both teams shot 24%.
You know why?
Jokic.
The narrative would have been. I'm going into my conspiracy now.
Okay.
I'm going into my conspiracy
Go on,
straight in.
Jimmy, go on.
They wanted. You know why they haven't been given the MVP pro?
They wanted
right?
to see whoever to win.
They wanted to see whoever you won, didn't
Yeah. They announced it today.
Right?
They announced it today.
Right?
Yeah.
When did they ever do that?
I don't know why they waited so long.
Yeah.
You know why?
I don't know why they waited. Like,
I'm gonna
it's
tell
crazy.
you why. Alright?
Okay. They were undecided.
Huh?
They were undecided.
The founding fathers.
They were decided. Not undecided. They were decided.
But they needed to
But they
see.
wanted the narrative to be even better and actually worthwhile. Because if
It was questionable.
they had Jokic and
Shay.
if they had Jokic
And the Nuggets.
Denver Nuggets win 3-1, the possibility of OKC coming back and winning that,
Tough.
tough. And the thing is, if Jokic, they knew if they were to give it the MVP to Shai, after Jokic winning against Shai,
Okay.
people would have been ballistic.
Some people-
People would have been thinking, "Rah, that is not the real MVP. That is not the real MVP."
There would have been shouts.
And that would have been so bad because Shai, he deserves an MVP.
He does.
So for them to be like writing his MVP off, this young boy's MVP in the future,
It wouldn't look right.
it wouldn't look right.
Wouldn't look right.
So
Especially if this young guy could potentially be the NBA
For a new face.
new face.
Yeah, new face of the league.
This
Okay.
wouldn't look good. Pause. Bro.
Good.
So therefore, they had to make this game look ugly. Make it 2-2. Up until, boom, game 7, Shea has the best game of his playoff career.
I don't even know if I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you in terms of the conspiracy.
Because you know
the
why?
conspiracy I can get behind. The conspiracy I can get behind.
Because wait, you know why?
Go on.
If the Denver Nuggets won that series, especially looking at Aaron Gordon's hamstring, Jokic is a clever guy.
He was me finished, bro.
He's a clever guy. He thinks he loves basketball.
Yeah.
Don't get twisted.
Yeah.
But he knows life.
Oh, of
He
course.
knows life. And he said, Gordon, yo, sit this one out. Because he already probably knows we ain't going to win this.
Yeah, not this year.
We're not going to win it this year.
Not this year.
Come on. And if we do win it, we're going to have to face the Wolves. And we haven't even beaten them for 6 games straight. We're probably going to go game 7. And who are we going to face after that? Probably the Knicks. Probably the Knicks. I have the Knicks going.
Being pieces, yeah.
Because the Knicks, actually, to be honest, that one's
up in the air.
up in the air. But the thing is, what I do know, I do know is they both have clutch guys.
The Knicks and the Pacers.
The Knicks and the Pacers with
Harry-
Halliburton
and Jalen Brunson.
and Jalen Brunson. So therefore, the possibility of it going to another game 7,
Yeah,
bro, people are dying. People are dying.
Cinema.
So therefore, Jokic,
For real.
Jokic is like, bro, sit this one out. We don't have it this year.
Run it back next year.
Run it back next year. So therefore, they're thinking in their mind, so if Jokic knows that they're not going to win this, we might as well have Shea look like the victorious one.
Oh, come
Boom,
on,
bow.
Charles.
Give him the MVP now.
Come
he
on
deserves
now.
it. He just beat Jokic.
No.
I'm
think
saying this.
No.
I'm saying this in
What?
respect to the Shay's
No,
image.
but that's
after.
not the person you are, bro. Do you like?
What do you mean that's not the
no,
person
bro?
you are?
You are a Jokic fan, and you're telling me
I'm not I'm a Jokic.
Yes.
I'm a Jokic.
So you're telling me after the season he's had, after the crazy stats he's put on, yeah, you're telling me Jokic, Like, because of this conspiracy theory, he played 44 minutes.
Yeah.
He played 44 minutes that game 4.
Bro, Jokic...
And you think he wasn't trying and he was letting SGA win that so that it would look better for the MVP? Bro, do you believe that?
What do you mean?
Do you believe that? Like, this conspiracy thing, you're
100%.
like...
That's why I said it. The fuck?
So you
I think his point is.
I'm not doubting Jokic's effort, bro.
think the refs-
Jokic has. He's played 82 games every time, probably.
Yeah,
And Jokic
he had a great.
that.
He had a great.
Jokic,
health-wise,
that's
he
why
had
I
a great
say
year.
Jokic loves basketball,
He does.
but he knows life.
He does.
He says to Aaron Gordon, bro, don't play game 7.
It's not worth it, bro.
It's not worth it. You could injure yourself even further. He knows.
Yeah, he says it's not worth it, man.
So how you gonna tell me Jokic is gonna... Jokic ain't gonna be the type to say, yo, Aaron, because he already said it to Aaron. If he said, Aaron, bro, I don't care about your hamstring. He's not like that. He probably told MPJ, sit out, bro. But MPJ been using that stupid shoulder thing as an excuse from game 2 of Clippers.
An excuse, bro. I don't even.
Bro, he fumbled the bag. He might have landed weirdly, but bro, use.
short.
I'm act like I'm dead for the rest of the quarter because I just fumbled the bag, and boy, there's a saying.
He won some games. He won some. He shot won some games for you guys, though.
Bro. So you're gonna tell me MPJ was good in this series?
I'm not gonna tell you he was phenomenal, but there was one game I know that his shots were falling. I know consistently his shots weren't really hitting like that.
For someone who's getting paid
To
what
shoot.
he's
I know,
paid,
but bro, it's a shoulder though. It's a shoulder. We have to
left
acknowledge that.
shoulder.
Yeah,
Left shoulder.
Your
Bro,
guy that is very important.
Bro, I was in the park the other day.
Oh my God.
left shoulder, my rotator cuff is mess.
Okay.
Same as MPJ.
So
I was getting shots in like I never had before.
But it's not an NBA playoff level, bro.
What are you talking about? I was facing my dad. That's NBA playoffs.
That's intensity.
I ain't letting that old man win.
I'm so done.
Are you nuts?
I'm actually done. I'm so done.
No way.
And while you were shooting and scoring, in your head you were thinking, I can't believe Aaron Gordon failed us. Is that what you're saying?
Aaron Gordon?
Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, because that's he can't dribble, but he can't dribble the ball. Get that right. Ever since his back got fudged, because let's get it right. MPJ was a top prospect before,
for sure.
before he got injured.
Yeah.
But ever since then, he was just put on. You're a shooter.
That's it. Yeah.
My man can't dribble the ball. He can barely make space for himself. But let me not lie.
He doesn't need it.
Another issue is just we went into this series with a coach that was only 4 games into the...
Yeah, into his career, into his coaching career as a head coach.
So let's not...
Yeah.
That's why people did it. First of all, we had problems before that.
Yeah.
Bench problems, just problems in general.
I still understand the whole Mike Malone firing, but I hear it.
And then Mike Malone got fired, so our guy just got fired. Our coach, the only setting plays. And then now we're with him. Which in fairness, he's done all right, but let's not get twisted. Jokic was the one.
A lot of those guys were coaching. Bro.
A lot of guys, Russell,
a lot of guys were taking that clipboard.
Murray,
Yeah.
that man are mentally and physically drained.
Yeah, I hear it.
The coach ain't gonna tell Jokic, "Hey, yo, big man, leave that to me," because he knows he's not been there from day one. You know, and who is he to say, Jokic, hey, I'm a bit more than you know, right now.
Yeah, it's tough.
Come on now.
It's tough. It's tough position
So
to be
these
in.
man,
Those are valid points.
so these man are tired, bro. I don't like to use that excuse, but when 40 plus minutes,
I hear it's tough. It's
game
tough.
sevens.
I hear it's tough. Dude, get back to back game 7s is rough.
I just don't believe that the part you mentioned about Jokic being smart, knowing the world, that he would give up on that game 7.
He didn't give up, but let's not get.
The game was poor, man. The game was just disappointing, bro.
It was disappointing.
After the second quarter, it was just,
And
I don't know, even halfway through the
To
second
be
quarter.
honest, but the thing is with Jokic, I think even with the turnovers, the OKC were playing defense. A bit too much defense, you could argue. You know, like they're not getting whistled enough. Even though Jokic got like 14 free throws that game.
Yeah.
Or game 6, I don't know which game, but they weren't getting... He was probably getting held back, but some of the turnovers, they're not all based off the person passing it.
Yeah, he was getting fouled.
Some of it was he was getting fouled, or he was just not protecting the ball good enough because either he was getting dragged back, or he was just a bit, he was reaching for the ball a little bit. I don't know, like just.
He said he took a lot of accountability on his press conference in terms of about OKC's defense, in terms of like the way that they play, and like it makes everything difficult. Like the passing angles look different. Yeah, the way that you even have to hold the ball, like everything. So like in terms of the turnovers, he spoke about it a little bit when I was watching his press conference. So I hear your conspiracy. I don't agree. I agree with like the narrative of like making it like them face each other in the second round. It makes sense for them to wait for it to be after. That I agree with. Whether or not that would have changed who became MVP, we'll never know. I assume Shea's gonna get it today.
Bro, if they give it to Jokic,
that'd be crazy.
That would be funny. You know how funny that would be?
That would be ridiculous, bro.
So therefore, they will give it to.
Yes,
it was always in the pipeline that Shea was gonna get it.
Yes, to get it. Wow.
Always in the pipeline.
Wow.
Just let that sink in, yeah.
I'm taking everything you said about them. I'm just taking it in.
Jokic, I'm not doubting his efforts, but he knows the long road ahead.
That's true.
Bro,
he's got.
And this is what I'm saying.
He's got a good
next year.
Depends on what you guys do. Man.
This postseason.
Yeah, this off season. Yeah,
this off season, things have to be made. If Russell Westbrook's not there anymore, fair play. But if he stays there, because boy, people trying to blame Russ for Game 7 losses.
How?
Because they're letting him shoot. They're letting him shoot.
Come on,
no one was making shots.
No, everybody on the team sucked that day.
No one made shots.
Everybody had a bad game that day. Bro. Every one of them had a bad game.
Jamal Murray for this playoff run,
yeah.
His playoffs are usually top notch.
This year.
That's what he gets paid for.
This year, that's why he got paid crazy amounts for not even being an all-star. But he's been medium. He's been medium. Yeah, he averages 20. But when you really need someone, an all-star,
he's not always been there.
He's not there because he's not an all-star.
He's not always been there.
Jokic needs
somebody. He needs somebody.
He needs an all-star.
He needs somebody.
And that's why I said couple pods back. We trade MPJ, get Kevin Durant in.
And that's where we leave the Nuggets. And that's where we leave the Nuggets. I'm not even going to ask my
Whoa!
I don't know why them.
Who's more valuable nowadays? Who knows? But anyway.
Because KD
is way more valuable than Michael Jordan. That's not even a question.
Don't.
The question is, do Denver have enough? Answer is no.
No.
You would have to get Jamal Murray's leaving. And some other people, a lot of people
will be full players.
A lot to get Kevin Durant.
Starters.
Kevin Durant.
To get Kevin Durant.
What say does he have?
What do you mean? What say does he have?
What say does Kevin Durant have?
He has.
Bro, Phoenix is gonna want something, bro.
Huh?
They're gonna want something for KD. They're not gonna want chips.
Get MPJ.
Charles, would that even work?
Charles, please.
DeAndre Jordan.
Charles, please. Let's be serious.
Would that even work though?
No.
Give it Julius Schroeder.
No, not enough. It's still not enough. They want picks. They would want at least 2 first round
picks.
Give them
2034.
Yeah.
Not enough.
They probably would.
Not enough. Okay. But you started talking about Knicks Pacers. I want to go there. Let's go out to the East Coast, man. I think we're in for cinema, like you said earlier. I think we're in for cinema. My one worry, similar to what you were saying about tiredness. I worry about the Knicks, and that starting five has got a lot of minutes on their bodies this year.
I mean, that's because of the coach as well. That's the coach's philosophy.
It is, but bro, the way that these Pacers play, these Pacers run. They run and they don't stop running. And I'm worried that guys' hamstrings are not going to keep up. First couple of games, it might be good. If they can finish the series quick, maybe they got a chance. But if it was a long series, I think the fatigue might get to the Knicks. That's my worry. That's my worry. Like, I think they have enough to beat them. I think they have the best player in the series. Probably the best two. No, Cat is not better than Siakam. They might have the best player in the series in Jalen Brunson.
Cat not better than Siakam.
No, he's not better than Siakam. Actually, that was a bit crazy for me considering
Cat. I think Cat is the main.
You think Cat?
If he, I think he's the.
There's a big reason for this player.
If he balls out. I mean, you could say this for everyone.
Exactly.
No, but
I'm saying, like, if he balls to a certain extent that he's actually supposed to be at, not even too much, it'll be a. He'll be one of the big reasons why
is serious though. Miles Turner's a good defender.
Yeah.
Like the Pacers, they're a very well balanced team in terms of if you're looking for like size, you're looking for speed, you're looking for whatever it is you're looking for. They have it somewhere in their roster.
They do.
And like
similar to the Knicks though as well.
The Knicks aren't deep though. The Knicks go 7 deep, maybe, in terms of they'll play Deuce McBride, they'll play Mitchell Robinson, maybe Precious, and that's it. Precious, sure. Yes, they'll play Precious. And that's it. And then outside of like they go 8 deep. Where the Indiana, they'll bring off Obi, they'll bring on TJ, they'll bring on their whole bench if they need to, like they will. And everybody's gonna contribute to a high level. So I'm just worried that fatigue is real. The speed in which they play is real. I think what's it called? The Knicks do have to get revenge for last year though. That's one thing that's motivating them in terms of like getting their lick back. This is gonna be the series where like I haven't been acknowledging this one player, Tyrese Halliburton. I haven't been acknowledging him in terms of
same.
I don't know if he's a star yet. I'll be honest, I don't know if he's a star. I know he's an all-star. Cool. But
well, you're on those bandwagons of he's not him kind of. Like.
I don't know if it's not so much he's not him, because I can't deny his effect on the game. He has an effect on the game that's you can't deny. But I just don't know whether or not he's enough yet for his team. He's had some moments. When you're saying he's
had some really good star moments.
A clutch player, I'm just like, he has hit a big free. Do you know what I mean? He came and he closed against Giannis. He did. He got the layup. He did. But I'm just thinking, has he? I don't know what I'm looking for. I think it's more points wise, because he fluctuates. Like he can give me 15 today and they win, and then 26 tomorrow
but he's
and they
always been
win.
an assist guy though.
He has.
He's always been an assist.
And it's
guy.
sort of things. I'm not even usually a points person like that, but he's
a point guard.
He's not giving me dominance. That's what it is. I don't get dominance from Tyrese.
He won't give you. I don't think.
And that's why I think that's why I need for me to acknowledge him as a star. I want him to be dominant.
But I don't think he needs to be there.
It's hard to do that because he's a pass first kind of guy.
But I think there's been pass first guys that have been dominant, bro.
That team specifically.
Chris Paul's been dominant, no? In the height of his career, Chris Paul was dominant. Anybody else has passed first? Chris Paul's the only one that comes to mind right now. Magic Johnson, dominant. There's a way in which
use their pass first differently.
There's a way in which I think he can be dominant. But I think he wouldn't help the team. That's the only thing I feel like. That's the only thing I worry in terms of like if he was to like steal the show, I don't know how it shapes the rest of their team.
Pacers.
Because the reason why they're successful is because everybody eats on that team. Everybody eats, like they used to have like 8 players or 8 to 9 players averaging at least double digits, probably. I don't know for the whole players, but close to it. And that's so I don't know if it. But for me to actually acknowledge him as a star, I feel like I need to see him be dominant, man, in one capacity or another. Whether it be scoring or whether it be assisting, in some capacity, I want him to say that. Nah,
I hear you.
Tyrese is that guy, and this is the stage. This is the platform where you can really make that name for himself.
To be honest, I hate to go back to it, but like even Jokic.
Now Jokic is dominant. Let's not. What are we playing about here?
He's dominant.
Well, what are we playing about, Charles? Charles, what are we playing about? Charles, what are we doing? Charles, what are we doing? The guy had a 61 and 20 something games this year, bro.
He's a pass first kind of guy.
61, 10.
Yeah,
he's a pass first kind of guy.
But he's inevitable.
Even in this playoffs.
Yeah.
In this playoffs,
because he wants to be.
He has been a pass first.
But he's still dominant as a pass first.
Do you want to tell you something about Jokic?
But
in this
because
playoffs,
of our guys have not been putting up the shots.
He's been scoring.
Huh?
He's been scoring more.
No. He's pass.
Yeah.
But if our guys could hit
it'll be more impactful.
He would have been... Huh?
It'll be more impactful.
It'll be more impactful. Because if he's passing the ball, he's obviously expecting you to
make a shot.
Have a better shot than he himself.
Yeah.
Because this playoffs, he's been getting marked. Great.
There's a reason he's passing the ball, though.
But even in this playoffs...
With Alex Caruso, are you telling me he's going to be... He held Jokic.
Yeah, that's all hustle, bro. That's all hustle. That's first team all hustle all year.
There's a thing though, like it kind of makes me wonder, like Jokic, can you not back him down proper?
He was tired as well, though.
And that's my conspiracy going into it. Anyway,
game 7,
this is what I'm saying.
But Jokic, you can't compare Jokic with Tyrese.
Exactly.
This guy's first team.
I'm trying.
Can you even call him a point guard?
You're trying to
Jokic.
Yeah.
Practically plays like a point guard.
He does everything.
Because he has to.
He does everything. He does everything.
But that doesn't mean you can, like, what we're talking about with Tyrese Halliburton is because Tyrese doesn't need to do that. Without Jokic doing the things he does, that team is at home getting the first round pick, bro. They're getting the number 1 pick.
They're at home getting number 1 pick. Without
Yeah,
him, they're
100%.
home. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
You said that earlier this year. 100%.
So dominance is already surrounding him when he steps on the court because people know that
It's
is
him
the
or
main
nothing,
player.
bro. It's him or
Yeah,
it's him
yeah,
or
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
100%.
So there's no like quietness. No. In some games, Jokic is passing and feeding because he has to, because that's what's like gonna make us win this game. Or some games he's putting up that crazy 3-point shot because that's
Yeah, that rainbow ball. That rainbow ball is beautiful.
because that's what he needs to do to win the game. That's all it is. What we're talking about with Tyrese, and to be honest, I don't agree with you because
Really?
I've seen Tyrese make some crazy plays, some clutch points.
He has.
But it's like you're right. He's quiet. He's
I think that's just his demeanor. Though.
it's his demeanor because you know Kuruko no basket. Some people
Kuroko was never the star of that
No,
team, bro. Kagami was the star. Let's not act now.
No spoilers.
But
no
like-
spoilers. No spoilers.
Charles, come on now. Even in
Shut the
season 1,
fuck
bro.
up. This guy ain't watched Avengers 2 yet,
Bro,
spoilers,
even
no
season 1,
spoilers.
bro. Even the Generation
Yeah,
of
keep it-
Miracles, yeah.
keep it real life,
From the
keep it
Generation
real
of
life.
Miracles, he was just a cog in the mechanism. Kuroko was never the star. Let's not act now. He was never the star.
Okay, what about the redhead guy?
Kagami was the star.
No.
Tyrese is not playing like Kagami.
No, of the other.
Which one?
The like the point guard for the Generation of Miracles.
Akashi was a star.
Yeah, but he was a star when he needed to be.
Cool.
Before that, do you understand? Like there's certain times where you need to bring out that aura.
Cool, let me ask you a question, yeah. Looking at Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton, yeah. Because Jalen Brunson does that as well. At the end of the games, he closes. What do you mean?
But Jalen Brunson,
Why are you wincing?
no, because Jalen Brunson is still.
You don't think he's passed first? You don't think Jalen Brunson's okay? He's no longer.
Pass first.
I don't know if
He's
Jalen
not
Brunson. I
passed.
don't know if he is anymore.
He's not passed
He's not
first.
passed
I don't know if
Not
he is
on that
anymore. I
team.
don't know if he is
Like,
anymore.
he's
Headbutt first.
Bro, he's
Headbutt go into the paint first.
He's
bro.
passing more because that team has possibilities that he can pass. Like he can pass and they can make buckets. But he's
many
not a
assists
pass
is Jalen
first
Brunson
point guard. Like Tyrese is naturally that kind of player.
I think Jalen Brunson is naturally a pass first point guard. I think he is naturally. I think he is. But
I don't think so, but maybe it's because you remember him from Mavs, maybe because he was a second option.
yeah.
He has to.
But he also maybe adapted. Maybe he adapted the game.
But that's everyone has to do with that kind of, you know.
Adapted his game small. He's averaging 7 assists. This playoffs. He's averaging 7.7 assists. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's
But
not
like,
bad.
you would expect someone.
How many is Tyrese averaging? Go on.
You would expect someone who's getting the ball, dribbling down the court at mostly all times.
To have something like that.
Have something like
Yeah,
that.
because they always kick it out if they're in a if they're running into the
And
paint. That's his natural play style.
And it's also the value that he holds in the
averaging
court.
9.3. Okay, fair enough.
The
What's his
value,
actual points?
Tyrese's points. Tyrese is averaging 17.5 points.
not
per
bad.
game. Jalen is averaging 28.8.
It's also the value you hold on the court though. Like with someone like Jalen, he's running down screens. People are switching for Jalen. They're not switching for the big that's going to have a mismatch at that point. So it's more of like the value that Jalen brings allows him to get.
That's
to
what I
get
think.
those
That's
assists.
what makes him a star. I think he has greater gravity than Tyrese does.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
I think that, and like they're
But that doesn't mean that Tyrese isn't a star.
does it not though?
No, I hear what you're saying though. I'm still waiting. There's something lacking.
There's
something-
there's
it's
still
either-
more he can show us.
It's
Yes.
either because the thing is, he's lucky that his team. I don't know. Okay, lucky might be crazy because he's the engine for that team. But he's blessed, right? He's blessed that his team is full of highly capable NBA players that even in the playoffs they can show up. Whereas like, so he can get games where he doesn't. He's averaging 17 points per game. So that means he's had some great games where he's averaging 28. That means he's also had games where he's averaging 10, like he's scoring 10 points a game.
15.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's like his team can cover for that. A lot of these other guys, maybe is this?
Can you not say the same thing?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm
Can you
thinking.
not say the same thing?
No. Some of my guys still stand above.
But the thing is,
None of my guys are-
Jalen is more ball dominant. Tyrese doesn't.
Tyrese has the ball in his hands every
Tyrese doesn't
time,
need the
bro.
ball as much as Jalen does.
Are you mad?
Like Jalen, the
Tyrese
way
needs the ball.
well, the way Jalen makes buckets and the way Tyrese makes buckets is different. Okay,
Bro, I don't think I've ever seen Tyrese cut in my life, bro. I don't think I've ever seen Tyrese cut in my life.
I'm not saying
The thing is,
he
Tyrese
makes
is
more
not even a good
cuts.
3-pointer.
He's okay for
doesn't
free.
He's okay.
He's
I'm
okay
not
for
saying-
free.
I don't think
he requires
the
less
stats- the
dribbles.
stats-
The stats don't say he's a high 3-point percentage, but he's.
I don't think
okay.
he's a good 3-point shooter as well. That's the whole point of it as well. It's like
For the year he was doing 38. For the playoffs, he's doing 33. So
those are Russell Westbrook. And what you talking about with Russ now?
I don't know what Russ's Westbrook's
Bro.
numbers are. If Russ is averaging the same, then that's crazy.
Now Russ is averaging more.
Let me. You go. Let me see what Russ is averaging.
Bro, Jalen requires more dribbles
You might-
of the
you might-
ball to make his buckets than Tyrese does. In a way,
What? Say that again.
Jalen requires more dribbles on the ball, like with the ball in his hand.
100% because he's way shorter.
He's way shorter. His game is different. Tyrese's game isn't like
They're
that.
not in the same. They're not in the same. Russ and their percentages are not the same. Russ is averaging 31% from free in the playoffs.
That's because of the last.
No,
In the regular season, it was 32, bro. It's not the same. It's not the same.
What? Hey, point what? 0.7s?
No, bro.
0.7 differences?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
No, got 38.
Point one and
You got 38 to 32.
Yeah,
that's 6 percentage.
32.
Tyrese in the regular season was 38. Russ is 32. That's a big jump, bro.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. But I will say this year, in terms of other than like my worries about the Knicks in terms of the pace, I think star power wise, I think the Knicks have got enough. I think matchup wise, they've got defensively, they should be able to lock down a lot of these guys. OG and Mikal are gonna have their work cut out for them, and Josh Hart. But I think they can do something. I like what they were getting from Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson had a coming out party against the Celtics in terms of rebounding and just getting blocking shots and just being effective. So defensively, I think the Knicks have the edge. It's gonna be whether on how yeah, I think defensively they have the edge. The Pacers get times he stops.
A better big.
Then Cat in defense, yeah, 100%. 100%, he's definitely better than Cat. But the wings around him, they're not as good as Mikal Bridges and OG. Those guys, that's elite gravy that you're working with over there. So it's gonna be.
Mikal Bridges ain't that elite. Come on, what you?
It's an arguable one. It's a very arguable one. Because he shows up, he shows down, he shows up, he shows down.
Elite.
But like in terms of body span, like wingspan and just ability to have a presence.
He had 2 highlights literally the last series against the Celtics, bro.
It's not elite, bro. You can have highlights. Yeah, cool.
Bro. He's sitting in the chair every time, bro. What do you want from him? He's getting another one assignment over OG some of these times, bro. He is.
Elite is whew.
Nah, Mikal Bridges is elite. Mikal Bridges is doing some elite stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Knicks for that Pacers Knicks series. I'm gonna take the Knicks. I think it might go 7. I'm gonna take the Knicks in 7. I know that's crazy because of what I said earlier, but I think they have more grit than the Pacers. If Tyrese becomes a star, then maybe I'm wrong. In terms of starting by my definition, not by what he's been doing currently.
The Pacers,
yeah.
Can't like either one of them. I'm like, take it or leave it. Really,
You're not invested.
I know who the winner's gonna be. From I know who the.
You think the Thunder's winning the championship?
No, fuck no.
You think Ant is winning the championship?
I think Ant's winning it.
That's
bro.
crazy. You're moving mad. Ant is not. Ant is gonna get bounced right now, bro.
What?
Ant is about to get bounced.
You reckon he's gonna get bounced?
100% Ant is about to get bounced.
Okay, so
Bro, do you see
before we
I saw the game.
Before we go to the game.
Yeah.
So who do you have?
Championship.
No,
Pacers
Knicks.
Pacers Knicks. My heart wants to go Knicks.
Heart? What's his heart?
But
Josh, baby, that's very good.
But my I feel like the Pacers can sneak through. But yeah, I want the Knicks to win. But I feel like the Pacers
did how many?
It'll probably be 7-6.
What do you think, Charles? Knicks in 4? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Let's respect them.
Oh, it's a long ruling. Probably 7 games.
It's gonna be beautiful, bro. I hope so. I don't want no blowouts, man. Let's have some close games. Though yesterday was a blowout, but let's have some close-ish games.
I reckon the Pacers, man.
Really?
The Pacers, man. They've got depth.
And they've been able to get a lot of rest actually this playoffs, bro. They've been able to get bare rest this playoffs. I'm just thinking about they beat the Bucks in 5 or 6. 5, I think. Let me even check. Yeah. But Bucks in 5.
If Giannis doesn't scare them,
Yeah, I mean, it's a good
Giannis
point.
doesn't
Yeah,
scare
Bucks in
them.
5, Cavs in 5. So they've been getting rest, bro. So they're very well rested for this next series. So Giannis does scare them, but he doesn't have enough. He doesn't
I
have
don't
enough.
think if Giannis doesn't scare them, bro.
Giannis scares them. He just ain't got enough. He ain't got enough. But let's talk about yesterday's game before we get out of here. Thunder Wolves. Why do you think Ant is gonna win? Why do you think Ant is gonna win this series? Like, what is he showing you?
It started off well for them.
Not just Ant. I'm talking about the whole team.
Do you know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, for them, they were under an illusion in the first half. In terms of the fact that they were up was because Randall was hitting his threes. Otherwise, everybody else on that team was stone cold. They were just fortunate to be up, and the Thunder were just missing bunnies. They were missing very, very easy looks. That was it. That was the only reason why they were up in that first half. Literally, as soon as they started the second, the only difference that happened in the second half, Randall wasn't shooting. The rest of them stayed cold, and the Thunder started making the easy layups. That was the game, bro. Of course, some people are gonna say the fouls, But I think
the thing is,
That's
the fouls
the biggest
are a big
elephant
point.
in the room.
okay.
Let's be real now.
Alright, cool.
Some of the movements, like
I said it. I did say. I said on the group chat. Some of them were phantom fouls. I did say it. Some of them were phantom fouls.
There's probably 3 out of them 14 fouls are legit.
3 out of them.
3 out of 14.
and that's where Charles's conspiracy theory might have some truth to it. you know?
Okay. Let me hear it.
Bro, this is disgusting. First of all, I want to go to a tangent, yeah?
Okay.
I respect Curry so much for how much he's changed the game with threes.
Yeah,
He made everyone want to shoot threes.
that's my guy.
Alright?
That's my guy.
He's done it in such a way that he doesn't, it's on him to make that free. He doesn't, like, I'll pull up the free, but it's the quickest free. I don't even let you settle when you defend me. So if you try to defend me, it's already too late.
Okay.
Going to the next person, James Harden. I despise that guy.
Oh, I love that guy. I love the way James Harden plays.
What? Anyway,
When he was in the Rockets,
I despise that he likes Kyrie, so I don't know. That's crazy. You like James Harden, but you like Kyrie as well?
Let's go.
This is disgusting.
I want to see what you're gonna laugh, bro. Let's go.
my
Let's go.
days.
he used to annoy me, but
This
I'm locked in. Let's
appreciating
go.
his
No,
game
no,
as a
no, no.
hooper. As a hooper, you gotta appreciate that.
I despise this guy. You know why?
Why?
He has all the talent in the world.
He does.
Arguably up there with Steph when it comes to the not up there, but
No, he's
he was
there. He was up
contending.
there.
Yeah,
He was
he
contending.
was definitely one of the
contending with
definitely
the
one of the
threes.
greatest shooters of all time. 100%. He's in that top 10 conversation for sure.
He does not need to do all of these step back, get a foul, freeze. You know, he doesn't need to flop and do all of this extra business
But
to
he
get
did
the
that.
freeze.
But he did that.
He doesn't need to do all of this extra business running up to the paint.
Yeah.
Extra holding man's arm so it looks like you're holding my arm.
But he did that.
He didn't need to do all of this.
Yeah.
These dark arts.
That's not dark arts.
This is not dark arts.
It's not dark
How is
arts.
this not dark
It's
arts?
just using the rules to your advantage.
These are
and guess
dark
what?
arts.
And guess what?
Guess what?
He had rules changed on his behalf. Yeah?
Because it's dark arts.
The way
His arts went to he went to the dark library. Where's the one in Harry Potter? The one that Harry has to put an invisibility cloak to go into.
I don't even remember.
Into the library.
No spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
but
Those dark arts are locked away in the Vatican. Hold tight, Pope. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
that's why it had to get changed.
he did the same thing that Curry did, where it was
Curry has not locked on the 3 points.
Bro.
okay. It might not be as ethical,
Bro, don't
but
do that.
it's the same thing.
Dark
A
arts.
generation of people.
It's not
who are
ethical.
shooting.
Where's the
a generation of
morality?
people.
Where's the morality? Where's the integrity of the game?
Morality.
Come on, man.
Hey, he's got a quick.
That's
he's
Where is
asking-
the
NBA, bro.
integrity
It was
of the
game?
interesting.
He's asking the
It was
questions.
entertaining. That was the NBA.
Entertaining. How is it entertaining? Getting wrapped around.
It's not nice, bro. It's not nice.
How is that
It's not
entertaining?
nice. It's
It's
not.
not nice until you try it yourself. I
Nah,
promise
bro.
you. It's amazing.
This
We
is
don't
where-
play with refs.
This is where it confuses me now.
Go ahead.
Another tangent. You like Kyrie? That's beautiful.
That's beautiful play. Yeah.
Kyrie doesn't need to do all of this business where
doesn't
he's got
necessarily.
everyone skating around. He got everyone skating around. He doesn't just barge into them again whilst they're getting skating around to get the and one.
He gets them
doesn't do
skated.
that. He doesn't do that.
Harden gets them skated. Harden has a really good handle.
He does.
He's got
He
a
does.
really good handle.
He does.
And he has a really good shot. And he takes advantage of that with just small, slight hesitation.
Anyway, you like Kyrie, but you like Harden's game as well. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. But you think Russell Westbrook is the most boring player? Fairs. Anyway, you think Russell Westbrook's play style is boring? Nice. Fair enough.
It used to be a bit more interesting when he could get up a bit more. But
no.
But
regardless.
But recently,
Charles, you're good. Charles, your tangent is taking. Come back to us.
I despise James Harden for all of his doings.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, you can appreciate it, but come on, bro. Everyone didn't like what he was doing.
No, it was.
Let's not
annoying.
get twisted.
It was annoying for sure.
It was annoying.
But he won MVP.
He won MVP.
And people rate the dominance like he was putting up historic
40
numbers.
points. 40
and he
points.
created value.
Because of the free throws. He was called a free throw merchant.
He was.
Now, it's
You
the
have to make
same
your free
ish
throws.
with SGA.
Okay, I'm listening.
He can do. He doesn't need to do that brush and then to get the and one.
Elegant.
You don't need to do all of that.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He might not.
He doesn't need
But
to.
he
But,
do
does.
that.
but he's exploited.
But he
I
does.
do partly agree with Robin in terms of like, if that's what the rule is, and I'm skilled enough to manipulate my body to do this,
This is the game we
Fair
love,
enough.
bro.
it's on the refs to be clear with their eyesight to make sure that they make it clear.
It's not consistent either.
That's what a lot of people are
It's
saying.
not consistent across the board.
That's what. Yeah, that's
It's
the thing.
only
a lot of
with
people-
SGA for some odd reason. Sprinkled in with a bit of maybe, I don't know who else gets.
I guess if maybe a Trey Young, maybe.
That's
But
the annoying
I think the thing is maybe it's to do with his frame in terms of like he's kind of got a wiry
Bro,
frame.
It's very long.
But he's strong. But he's actually a strong guy. But I do hear in terms of people say that Oklahoma gets to play this super physical defense. And you know what? I was looking at the game with a very critical eye in terms of like, cool, there was a lot of fouls that didn't get called. Like, there was a lot of reaching fouls that they do because they play with active
do
hands.
A lot of active hands.
They have a lot.
business.
Everybody on that
Yeah.
team has a very active hand, and like, if you've ever played indoors with some guys, if I was playing defense the way these guys are playing, they'd be calling foul every time.
Yeah.
Every time
This
they'd be
guy
calling
would
foul.
be like Luke.
Every time they'd be calling the foul. But
you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? The
This
ref
man
didn't
calls
blow the
most
whistle.
Let's not
fouls.
do that.
The ref didn't blow the
You call
whistle.
the most fouls, bro.
I call the most
You don't call
fouls.
the most fouls.
I call the most fouls.
You call the most fouls.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're the only
Let's
Donny.
run it. Let's run
He's
it.
the only Donny.
Tuesday night. Let's run it.
Yeah, you have to admit you're the only Donny that's calling your own fouls when it's like, come on, bro. It's like it's.
What are you talking about? We play street ball, bro. You call your own fouls. You don't let other people call your fouls.
No,
It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's
Street ball.
alright. It's alright. It's alright. But what I will say is that I think
there's an active whistle. Yeah.
I think it was more than the free throws. I think it was more than the free throws that made them lose this game. I'll be honest.
Absolutely.
The defense
like,
was legit. Like like I was saying to you, I have the numbers up. So the first quarter, yeah, they shot 11 threes, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made 5. Second quarter, they shot. Actually, I don't know if this is an addition. They shot 6 more, maybe. I think they shot 6 more threes. They made none. They made none. So it just continued for them as continued missing. They just continued missing. Oh no, it changed. No, they shot 17 in the second half. In the second quarter, they shot 17. Imagine, and they made 5 again. Then the third quarter went on. They shot 13. They made 3. So you see how they just continued a bad habit, and they shot 10 in the fourth, and they made 2. That was the game, bro. They kept on shooting threes, and they didn't go in a drive and attack the paint. I listened to the post game.
The Timberwolves.
Yeah, I'm talking about Timberwolves. I don't know if Ant is gonna realize he can do both. He can shoot the ball. He can. When he's shooting the free ball, it looks nice when it goes in. It does. I'll be honest, it does. But the one thing that makes him spectacular is his freak athleticism and getting to the rim at will. That's the thing that makes him above. That's, in my personal opinion, that's the one thing that, like, and when you look at him, everything that he can do, that's the one thing that's above everybody else.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, if he's not leveraging that as best as he can, the Timberwolves aren't going to go as far as they can. That's it.
I think this was a bit of a sort of a
Feel out.
feel. Yeah, it's a feel out. It's a feel out, and again, they had a lot of rest,
They did.
so they're probably a bit rusty, similar to how
I don't like
OKC
that.
was.
Rusty.
Rusty
Oh,
coming
with the
coming
Denver
into
Nuggets.
the
Yeah,
Nuggets.
fair.
So they're just feeling out, trying to get the pace. It's easy to chuck up threes.
Yeah.
In like, it's easy to chuck up threes, but they need to start getting into it, which it potentially could be the second game.
Could be. Could
You know?
be. That'll be done, but that'll be out before we get to record again. But yeah, could be.
If
You
they
know?
go up 2 up, if OKC go 2 up,
They protected home court. I don't see this being a quick series. I don't see it being a quick series because there's more. Okay, like the Timberwolves are showing us more. Julius Randle had a good game, but he scored 20 points in the first half, 8 points in the second. They need more. They need more than that.
If Randle keeps that up, like first half,
Dante chucked up bare threes, clanked everything. They need more.
But Dante,
they need more. Jalen McDaniels, he can't be in foul trouble. He can't be. He's their best defender. He can't be in foul trouble. I don't know how it's going to work out because Shea's going to get fouls. I'll be honest. Shea's going to be putting these guys in difficult positions all game.
Sometimes he's obviously looking for it, but you don't get the whistle. It's not consistent.
Yeah.
It's not consistent. So they're going to have that benefit.
For sure.
The Wolves are going to have that benefit
for sure.
Not letting Shea get them whistles.
As well as, one thing I'll also add is like, if they feel like the Thunder's playing super physical, match it. Match the physicality.
And they can.
Genuinely, in terms of physically, I don't know who's more imposing, whether it's the Timberwolves or the Thunder.
I was just thinking that.
I don't know who's more imposing. Because the Thunder might not be as tall, but like there's this aura around them that when they sit down to lock up, everybody, it's pressure.
It's pressure. And this is what the Nuggets can't. They couldn't win. They couldn't win against. They couldn't win. And this is why I have so much faith in this Wolves team, because I'm like, bro, it's disgusting. If they sit down, crunch time, especially with Ant talking his business, if he starts getting rowdy, and putting them shots up,
he does,
and having them fall. SJ, he can only smile.
The one thing, like they both teams have a lot of composure. The way Ant is handling this, he seems very composed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The same way that SJ was smiling off the court against the Nuggets, very, very composed. So I'm looking. There's going to be a response.
No, but that's always OKC though.
Yeah. There's gonna
I mean, that's always OKC, mainly Shea as well.
Yeah. There's going to be
does his own.
It's going to be how they're going to respond. That's what we're going to see.
But it's going to be the fact that the Wolves have to work harder than the Thunder if they want to win this series. I think that's like.
I think that's a given, isn't it?
Like
you're gonna have to out hustle the hustle that OKC does.
Because there'll be guys.
OKC
there's a question mark of who has the better second star. Because if Ant and Shea are number ones, is Julius Randle better than Jalen Williams? And maybe I'll let you guys sit with that. And we'll come back.
Chet was playing really good third and fourth quarter as well.
Chet is incredible. Chet is a serious.
He was doing what he actually was meant to do. Under the rim, getting as many dunks.
Bro, I saw that little hook spin, half spin dunk thing that he was doing. It was pretty. But I'm looking forward to game 2. I'm looking forward to the response. I'm gonna be watching. We're gonna be live. I'm locked in, man. This Final Four is interesting. We're in for somebody's gonna be a first time champ. Somebody's about to make a legacy for themselves, and we're gonna look at them differently by the end of this playoffs.
And
so crazy.
I think if either one of those teams, personally, Wolves.
You want the Wolves to win?
Wolves. And if Ant is the reason why they pick up that championship, for him to be the face of the NBA, I think the NBA,
it makes sense.
NBA will be in a better place.
It's in a good path
compared to if it was. Let's not be funny, you know. Jalen Brunson. He can't be the face of the NBA.
Why are people just ignoring the MVP of the league already, bro? Shea, bro. Shea's gonna.
I don't think Shea can be the MVP.
He can be the face.
Because he's already getting hate.
Yeah, people can hate.
Off of this MVP.
People can hate, but the fact is, like,
MVP business.
He puts the buckets down.
People can hate, bro.
Like the fouling.
You can hate him and love him, bro.
Because of the fouling.
Actually, but he's actually a quiet guy.
And he's a quiet guy.
Ant maybe have the Ant has the loudest. Him and Tyrese maybe have the loudest personalities to do it. But Ant has the game.
Ant has the game. Tyrese has.
Yeah, good.
He just doesn't have. It's what do you call it? It's Indiana Pacers.
He shot that bitch from Yucatan.
I hear it.
The Wolves, bro.
I hear it. But you know,
Kevin Garnett. That's where.
I hear you. I do. There's a lot up for grabs right now. There's a lot at stake. That's what it is with these Final Four. There's a lot at stake. And that's what it's gonna be. That's the title of this episode. There's a lot at stake.
And taking down Steph. Taking down LeBron.
Steph didn't play. He took down LeBron. He did take down LeBron.
It doesn't matter. That's the narrative that we're probably gonna say.
Taking down Steph,
taking down LeBron
and Luka.
And forget about Luka, bro. Luka wishes.
I hear it.
Raise to the flag.
I hear it.
And then they're gonna take away SGA.
Hey.
And then they're gonna take away. That's it.
We'll see.
That's all the names there, bro.
We'll wait and see. But
in the East, there's no names there, really.
Come on.
Ant is ideally the best option, But that doesn't stop the fact that SGA is the one that's playing better than Ant.
He is, but it's only been game one.
What?
So
I
it's
think
only
S-
been game
I
one.
think SGA.
You think SGA? So who do you think deserves MVP? Ant or SGA?
What are you talking about?
Like just playing better than Ant in general. Like
Guys, we'll pick
In
this up.
general.
Guys, we'll pick this up
Relax,
next week.
relax,
We'll pick this up
relax,
next
relax,
week. Guys, you know it
you're
is.
talking about the face of the NBA.
We'll
It doesn't
be
come
in
off one player.
We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
No, it
In
doesn't.
there. Come on, guys.